Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the reading for He's Massa's Breeda, a production written by Miz Floes. This is a theater short, approximately 30 minutes. So here begins the read. First of all, I want to thank you all for even considering taking a role in this production. I decided to do the read to give you a little bit of a feel, as much of a feel as I can. Here's the setting. It is fall season, early 1800s. We're on the Thomas Plantation in beautiful Choctaw County, Mississippi. And although this is normal activity, the unthinkable is about to happen for the 1000th time. Indeed, there is trouble brewing for a young transplant to the plantation. Minty Hampton was just sold onto the Thomas Plantation. Minty is 7 years beyond the age of advancement to womanhood, and this simply will not do here on the Thomas Plantation. Minty will be offered up to the plantation breeder today. There will be a production staff, including a lighting crew, audio and video crew, staging crew, prop manager, head carpenter, stage design, grip, costume design, seamstress, and stage manager. We'll have to add someone to also call the show in the booth. The cast: Imanaline, Rosa, Minty, Hattie, Pet. There's a narrator, a soul dancer, and Spoken Soul, who will be performing. Spoken Soul will be performing the spoken word pieces within the production. There will be audio tracks also included for musical accompaniment. All right, we begin with the narrator's part, which will possibly be pre-recorded and offered as a voice of God backstage or overhead microphone / audio. However, there could be an actual on-stage narrator. Again, this is a work in progress. Narrator. Salutations, theater lovers. Today we present to you Massa's Breeda, a spoken word theater presentation. Now, this short yet important story takes place on the Thomas Plantation. Our characters, Imanaline, Pet, and Hattie, are speaking to a fresh implant to the Thomas Plantation, a young slave teenage girl named Minty. The women attempt to give Minty the birds and bees accelerated course as they coax her to follow them to the breeder's cabin. Their task is proving to be somewhat difficult. These desperate women will have to do more to ease the tender Miss Minty into the idea of shedding her girlish ways and entering womanhood. How do they ease a girl into the very robbery of her virginity? As difficult as the task at hand may seem, this is not the first time this scenario has played out on the Thomas and countless other plantations. Welcome to what slaves around these parts call the situation. Fade in. The scene opens with Rosa dressed as an elder slave woman walking on stage with a broom in hand, sweeping as she hums softly. As Rosa reaches center stage, she addresses the audience with a bow of her head. Welcome to the Thomas Plantation, y'all. Yes, indeed, welcome one and all. This here be the largest plantation in Mississippi's Choctaw County. Today be a truly dreadful one. What be causing little Miss Minty her frustration? Well, today be the day of her situation. You see, this here be the day that young Miss Minty is to be deflowered. Poor child. She done gone and got in her head, and now she's all the fright for it. Indeed, on this very day, Big Jim Gibson gonna steal away Miss Minty's most precious treasure. Big Jim? Oh, he ain't no slave. No, Big Jim, he be free. See, Big Jim a Choctaw native that Massa Thomas employ as his breeder. That's right. Big Jim keep the slave population growing here on the Thomas Plantation. That be his only duty around here. Now, young Miss Minty, ain't no native to the Thomas plantation. No, no. She freshly sold here from the Hampton plantation of White County. Full lighting is dimmed. Track lighting is at center stage. Prior to the scene opening, an instrumental plays while Rosa sweeps and exits stage left. Minty is already positioned center stage, which is dark until Rosa exits, and then a spotlight on Minty shines as she begins to whimper while speaking. And on cue, Hattie and Pet will run on stage from stage right. Why, Lord? Why? Why'd you allow Massa Hampton to sell me off from my mom and pop? Why? Now that old Breeda gonna take my treasure. While I'm sure it'll be his pleasure, I just don't want to let it go. Don't want no parts of what lies behind that cabin door. Can't find no escape from this here situation. Lord, help me find my way off this Thomas plantation. This old world didn't give it, but it sure can't take it away. Mama told me that this old world didn't give it. She says I got a right to say nay. Massa Thomas sure enough didn't give it. Just ain't right for Big Jim to take it away. Lord, this here be a hard day. Hattie says, Minty, Minty, Big Jim calling for you. Come on here, child. I got my own children to tend to. Gal, we's done all experienced the situation. Nobody got time for this here hesitation. Pet says, Gal, I can see you. I knows you hear Hattie calling you. Supper done. Time for you to get over to the cabin. Quit your fooling, Minty. If you don't want no complications, get on over to the cabin and take care of the situation. Minty says, as she ignores Hattie and Pet. Lord, please. I knows you hear my cries. Sure don't want no trouble. This here be a terrible place. I just want to leave. If in my pa was here with me, he talked to Massa for me. This here mess would be no more. I just wouldn't have to go in that there cabin door and give that nasty old engine my treasure today. Mama says this here is mine till I decide to give it away. Don't care nothing about what them other gals got to say. Hattie says, well, your pa ain't here. Yeah, every part of you belongs to Massa Thomas. Hush that foolishness and come on here. We's tasked to deliver you to the cabin. Quit your fooling and come on. Pet says, you better stay on Massa's good side. Punishing on the Thomas plantation be severe. Hush up now. What's all the fuss for anyways? Minty flees the grasp of Hattie and runs towards Emmanueline, who is now entering stage right. Emmanueline. What's all this squabbling? Miss Minty, what you all afraid for? Pet, Hattie, ain't no chores need tending? Minty, please help me, Emmanueline. They wants my treasure. I just got a right to keep it. My mama done told me long ago. Pet said, this gal gonna get us all beat. And Emmanueline, you gotta tame her. She round here talking about rights, how it ain't right. She got it right. Hattie says, rights? Who give her those? She ain't right in the head. Guess that's how it be on that Hampton plantation. Here on the Thomas plantation, Massa got the only rights. Pet says, you's best not be making no trouble for us, gal. Emmanueline, oh, all this huckabuck be about the situation? Y'all hush all the fuss. Leave this child be. Look here, Miss Minty. Them tears ain't gonna do you no just. Child, trust. Few seasons past, my eyes seen this here time. Shoot, that very place you standing in was mine. Hattie says, we's done all been there, Shug. Some of us more time than others. You ain't getting no pass here on the Thomas plantation. No such a thing round these parts. Pet says, oh, tain't that bad now. I heard a little pinch at the start. Suppose you know it, you's looking to see him again. Hattie says, child. Pet says, whoo. And Manaline says, Hattie, Pet, now I remember the time I had to walk y'all down to the cabin. I don't remember such bravery on your parts either. I do remember drying buckets of tears. Had to wring my apron dry. Now y'all leave her be. Miss Minty, I ain't gonna say you gonna cherish this here day. Ain't gonna tell you that with time this here gonna fade. Minty, sometimes memories last. Sometimes the pain don't pass. The sound system plays an instrumental accompanied by spoken soul for her performance. As she speaks, the soul-style dancer faces the audience and dances as spoken soul continues to deliver spoken word. Spoken word. No, 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 no. Please, I don't want to. No, 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 no. Please, sir, I beg you. Baby girl would grow wings and fly away if she could. She was forced into womanhood before the definition was even understood. Birthing a baby today just so Massa could sell it off tomorrow. There ain't nobody even got a tear that I can borrow. See, tears been cried around here so many times, we're literally cried out. The wells of our weary tear ducts bone dry, yet the anger remains ever present, and you know damn well why. He took it from her. Ain't never gave Big Jim and no other man permission, no family there to protect her. Massa has already planned their division. They's got to do what Massa say. That's all they heard every single day. Much to their dismay, they'd also hear the oppressors say that dreadful word, nigger. No, 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 no. Please, I don't want to. No, no, no. Please, sir, I beg you. Baby girl would grow wings and fly away if she could, forced into womanhood before the definition is ever even understood. I say no matter the skin color, a baby girl should be loved, nurtured, and raised up right. You're supposed to clothe and feed her, not send her off to suffer rape at the hands of Massa's Breeda. She's got no understanding of love. Never even heard a kind word from menfolk. She resented everything about this Breeda, getting weaker. Her stomach churned with every stroke. No place to run. She couldn't hide. The walls of this here cabin were strong, but they didn't muffle her cries. No, 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 no. Please, I don't want to. No, 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 no. Please, sir, I beg you. Big Jim on top without a care, as Minty staring down at her own belly, wondering what it would look like with a baby in there. Have mercy, she thought. When will this pain cease? When will those deaf ears outside finally hear my cries? When will I see that cabin door from the other side? The dancer stopped dancing. The lights go down on the stage and the spotlight is up on Pet. Massa still sent me off to them fields when my belly got full. Still, the plow and the harrow I had to pull. Till the day I birthed my first child and advanced into motherhood. Just as I fell in love with her smell, Massa sold my baby gal Edna off like baked goods. Lights down on stage, spotlight up on Hattie. I remember that crippling grief. I yearned for the softness of my baby boy's tiny feet. All I could think of was how much a young buck depends on his mother, her instruction and nurturing, how much he truly needs her. They come and took my baby boy from my arms in the frost of the night. He'd been sold off by day's light. Off in the distance, I heard Massa's voice. Well, old boy, looks like next season be a good time to see her. Before I knew it, I done delivered 11 times for Massa's Breeda. Spotlight down, 4 lights on stage, speaking in unison, Emanueline, Pat, and Hattie. Sometime the pain, it don't pass. Sometime the pain, it don't pass. The lights dim, spotlight on center stage. The women stand in a circle around Minty, clapping and humming as Emanueline begins to sing and the soul dancer begins to move with the music. Emanueline begins to sing. He's gentle as a lamb, but he's strong like any ox. He can be soft as Massa's cotton and solid as any rock. Hattie says, child, when he hold you close, whoo! Emanueline, he's sweet as apple pie from my mammy's oven, and even sweeter still when he's getting all my loving. Pet, no truer story done ever been told. Emanueline, he's Massa's Breeda, Big Jim Gibson be his name. He's Massa's Breeda, don't do you no good to complain. He's Massa's Breeda, all he ever do is breed. He's Massa's Breeda, half these chillin' round here be a seed. He's Massa's Breeda, child, how you think I know? He's Massa's Breeda, he done this here many times before. Music fades, full lights. Emanueline takes Minty's face in her hands in a reassuring manner. Don't fret none, Miss Minty. Before you knows it, it done started. Best thing for you to do is pray through it. Pray, child, and ask that God take your mind elsewhere. Whatever you do, don't fight Big Jim. Just makes matters worse. Then you get beat and you still got to do it. Hattie. I survived to tell you that their story is true. Now I looks back on it, I made it worse than it was. Now it's long for the nice Big Jim come knocking. If he don't knock, I was pegging at his cabin door. Pet, now you look here, gal. If in that there don't do you no convincing, we's gonna whoop you good if and you's get us with. Now you get on in that cabin, child, get. Minty exits stage left towards the cabin door, as others exit stage right, I guess. Spotlight up on Soul Dancer. At the same time, Spoken Soul is speaking when the spotlight comes up. Once upon a time, she had no choice. Way back when all ears fell deaf to the sound of her voice. Back when the age of advancement was 9. Back when they did whatever they wanted to my kind. That was over 200 years, our black blood, sweat, and tears. Predating the TikToker, Instagram influencer, Facebooker, or the Snapchatter. Back before women's suffrage, the Me Too movement, when the oppressor didn't feel like Black Lives Mattered. You see, once upon a time, she was regarded as property. Nowadays, she's purchasing property. Thankful she is for today. When no means no and women's rights are recognized, she is voting. She has the right to wed. She makes her own choices and lays in whatever bed and with whomever she chooses. Damn Massa and his breeder for those dreadful memories, for the destruction of her bloodline, for making the age of advancement 9, for taking what was rightfully hers in that unholy transatlantic time. The dancer dances and exits stage left as jazz instrumental fades in the background and lights go down. Full lights on the stage as Rosa sweeps her way back stage right. She stops sweeping and looks up at the sky, shaking her head. Takes her apron and wipes the tears from her eyes. Backstage, an overhead pre-recorded sound of Jim and Minty. Rosa says. Indeed, a sad and yet typical day here on the Thomas plantation. Go down, Moses, way down to Egypt land. Tell that Pharaoh to let my people go. Lights go down as Rosa exits the stage. Full lights as soul dancers enter, dancing from stage right, and the narrator's voice is heard overhead. Some say the truth hurts. Ours is painful history that should never be hidden. The souls that were sacrificed in our struggle for equality should never be forgotten. We are sharing this story because we feel knowledge is a powerful tool. Let's use this tool to teach the future masses about choice. They say history often repeats itself. The actions of our oppressors should never be repeated. Black lives most certainly do matter. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time and your support. I am your writer and director, Miz Floes. This has been a reading of He's Massa's Breeder. Thank you.